I swear, the moment I realized what Willow had just discovered in that May 13 episode update, I felt like everything was about to explode at once. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this could become one of the darkest chains of betrayal we've seen in a long time. Because Willow is no longer just trapped in a dangerous situation, she may have accidentally stepped into a murder cover up. And the scariest part, I don't even think Drew fully understands how close he is to dying. What really caught my attention was the possibility that Drew may have secretly called 911 before everything spiraled out of control. Maybe Willow stopped him in time. Maybe she grabbed the phone. Maybe she panicked and shut it down before the dispatcher could trace the location. But even one weak signal could destroy everything Sidwell has been planning behind the scenes. That's where this gets really dangerous. Because if Sidwell realizes there's even the slightest chance Drew contacted emergency services, I honestly think Sidwell will stop playing games completely. At that point, Drew staying alive becomes a liability, a massive one. And I keep thinking about those paralysis drugs. Sidwell still has access to them. Willow may believe she can fix the situation by sedating Drew again, keeping him quiet until they figure out a solution. But I don't think Sidwell trusts Willow anymore. Not after Nina completely ruined the original plan. That betrayal changed everything. The moment Nina shoved that syringe into Brennan, instead of following Sidwell's instructions, I knew there would be consequences. Huge consequences. Sidwell strikes me as the kind of man who doesn't forgive mistakes, especially mistakes that expose him. And now Brennan is involved. That detail feels so important to me because Sidwell never authorized Brennan to be drugged. Which means Nina crossed the line she wasn't supposed to cross. I can absolutely imagine Sidwell deciding Nina has become too reckless to keep around. But here's the twist that has me genuinely shook. What if Sidwell secretly kills Brennan himself and frames Nina for it? Tell me that doesn't sound exactly like the kind of cold, calculated move he would make. Think about it. Brennan is already compromised because of the paralysis drug. Nina's fingerprints may already be connected to the syringe. The evidence could practically build itself. Sidwell wouldn't even need to try that hard. And if Nina goes down for Brennan's murder, she disappears into prison while Sidwell walks away clean. That's the kind of betrayal I think is brewing right now. And poor Willow, I honestly believe she's beginning to realize the monster she aligned herself with. Her panic in this episode update doesn't feel temporary to me. It feels like someone finally understanding they can't escape the damage anymore. But somehow, the drama gets even worse because Brooklyn may be walking straight into emotional destruction. I have a terrible feeling Michael gave Brooklyn those surveillance photos the detective took. And if that's true, this could absolutely shatter her marriage. Because from the way things are lining up, Chase could appear to be cheating with Willow. Now, whether that's actually true or not is another story entirely. I'm not convinced the photos tell the full truth. But that almost doesn't matter anymore. In Port Charles, perception destroys lives faster than facts. And I can already picture Brooklyn staring at those photos in complete silence before finally breaking down. Not anger first, pain first. That kind of quiet heartbreak always hits harder. If Brooklyn believes Chase betrayed her, I honestly think she may rush toward ending the marriage before hearing any explanation. And the fallout would be catastrophic because their custody hopes could collapse immediately. A broken marriage means a broken case for raising that baby together, which honestly makes me wonder, was someone intentionally trying to sabotage Brooklyn and Chase? Because lately there are way too many convenient leaks, convenient misunderstandings, and convenient betrayals happening at the same time. And while all this emotional chaos is unfolding, a brand new player enters town. Joe. I'm telling you now, this handsome new cop isn't arriving just to fill space at the PCPD. Characters like this always come carrying secrets, pressure, or hidden agendas. Dante may welcome Joe as the new officer, but I noticed something interesting in the update. Dante already seems nervous. That says a lot. There are too many active investigations happening right now, especially the hunt for whoever shot Cullum. Joe could become deeply involved in that case almost immediately. But what really grabbed my attention was the possibility that Joe could arrest Rocco. Imagine how messy that becomes. Dante supervising the very man investigating his own son? That is the kind of emotional conflict General Hospital thrives on. And honestly, I don't think Joe will care about family connections. He may be one of those officers obsessed with proving himself, the kind who wants to show he can't be manipulated by anyone, not even Dante, which means Rocco could become collateral damage in a much bigger power struggle. Meanwhile, Windermere is quietly becoming one of the most mysterious locations in this entire storyline because apparently those Huntington treatment doses for Britt are hidden there. And Lucas, I think he's preparing to risk everything. I genuinely believe Lucas wants to take all the remaining medication and leave town with Britt before anyone can interfere. There's something tragic and desperate about that plan. It sounds romantic on the surface, but underneath it feels doomed. Especially because Pascal is watching, and Pascal's hatred toward Lucas keeps getting more intense. That alone makes me nervous, but the detail that really sent chills down my spine was the fake Nathan situation. Because now Lucas isn't just being watched by one enemy, he may be surrounded by people tracking every move he makes. I honestly think Lucas is heading toward a trap without realizing it. And if he gets caught stealing those treatments from Windermere, that could destroy any chance Britt has left. But then we get another shocking layer added to the chaos. Turner suddenly has a new lead in the hit and run investigation, and they'll lose, and this changes everything. Because Turner may finally believe Isaiah is innocent. Now, personally, I've had doubts about Isaiah for a while. The story never fully added up to me. So hearing Turner potentially tell Curtis and Jordan that Isaiah may not be the guilty one actually makes sense. But then came the bombshell I did not expect. Brooklyn's name. Apparently, Turner may suspect Brooklyn somehow connects to the accident. I'm sorry, what? That possibility completely flipped my theory upside down. Now, Turner doesn't have solid proof yet. That's important. But even suspicion alone could ruin Brooklyn's life further, especially when her marriage is already hanging by a thread because of those photos. And I keep asking myself one question. If Brooklyn really is connected to that accident somehow, was it intentional? Or was she covering for someone else? Because this storyline suddenly feels much bigger than a simple hit and run. And finally, Portia may be about to make a disastrous decision. I understand why she wants to protect Isaiah. I really do. But the possibility of Portia becoming a false alibi witness, that could ruin her entire future. And Isaiah knows it. That's the interesting part. Isaiah doesn't want Portia lying for him because he insists he's innocent. Which honestly makes me think he may truly be telling the truth after all. Guilty people usually grab fake alibis without hesitation. Isaiah pushing back against Portia's plan feels significant to me. But if Portia ignores him anyway, then she could end up facing perjury charges, legal consequences, and public humiliation all at once. And somehow, every single storyline now feels connected by one terrifying theme. People are destroying themselves trying to protect the wrong secrets. Willow is panicking. Nina may be walking into a setup. Brooklyn could lose everything. Lucas may be hunted. Portia is risking prison. And Somewhere in the middle of all this, Sidwell is still smiling. That's the part I can't stop thinking about, because the most dangerous villains are never the loud ones. They're the ones quietly moving pieces while everyone else falls apart around them. And honestly, I have a feeling the real betrayal hasn't even happened yet.